Hello, and welcome back to the Spear and the Sea. I am your game master and everything else, Prafu Bernal, and I'm super excited to be back with episode 6 of our solo Skull and Shackles Pathfinder experience. Actual play. Whatever. Last time, on episode 5, we encountered some reef claws, some coral reef claws, and Spear proved himself to be quite the combatant. He had already shown his skills, rather, in one-on-one combat with the owlbear, but when he and Hazlen had finished their encounter with the reef claws, they turned to see almost the entirety of the ship looking back at him. Hazlen, on the other hand, performed quite terribly. In fact, nearly sinking as soon as his feet touched the water. And he was quite dismayed when Spear was invited to dine with the captain that night. Now we awaken on day 14 of our journey. Let's see, I think Spear has been trying to keep track of where they've been going. He's a well-trained sailor, and so thus knows his way around. So let's go ahead and give him a quick profession sailor check. +5. For a 10, no, unfortunately. Having been unconscious when the ship first left Port Peril, he is not sure of the direction of their sailing, and so is unaware of where the ship is exactly when it comes to the Shackle Isles. So on day 14, let's see here. Time aboard the Wormwood. On day 14, the the crew is awakened to a quite what's the word? A very boisterous, rough voice. Yep, where is she? Where is she? There she is. Alright, you maggots! Get your asses up here, it's boarding school day! I've got to teach ya filthy dogs a little bit about how to board if you want to be right pirates! Riaris Crine, the ship's chief gunner, the Wormwood's master gunner, is standing on deck when Hazlen and Spear and the rest of the crew show up. She is a brown-skinned woman whose weathered and wrinkled appearance belies the countless days and if not years she spent on deck under the sun. And she has one of her legs has been replaced with a peg leg, and you can see her nose is in such a way here that it looks like it's been broken multiple times. So she's standing there kind of like banging her peg leg on the top, on the mid deck, the main deck of the Wormwood. Get over there. Okay, we've got some people here that we can get rid of. Let's bring it to our main newcomers. Where is she? Riaris, hello. Down here. We've got several new... Oh, my ocean's not playing. Interesting. There we go, that's playing. We have a few new faces aboard the Wormwood today. In the past, it's been 2 weeks since Spear and Hazlen came aboard. 2 weeks already. Damn. That's kind of crazy. Well, that's a little too peaceful, I think. 2 weeks, that's real crazy. And then these folk can go up here. We just need these people here. Riaris. When we come on deck, we see, I think Spear is probably one of the first people up here. Hazlen maybe coming down last. Coming up out of the side here. Here's Spear. We've got Rosie and we've got Mr. Contrabar. Indeed, Mr. Contrabar Shortstone. So yes, we have Spear, a very tall, thickly built man with tanned olive skin and dark black hair, which is framed by the bone ridges on either side of his skull. Okay, that open ocean music is not playing. Just so many technical difficulties today. Kind of ridiculous. What about Storm at Sea? Does that sound okay? No. I don't want that. Open Ocean's just not playing, is it? Let's refresh. So, first on deck is Spear. He is a tall man with the bone ridges on his head and the gills on his neck, and noting him to be not a human, but an Azarketi, some sort of changed human. Following quickly behind him is Hazlen Kirkle, a silver-haired gnomish man, wearing kind of less swashbuckler and more gunslinger clothes, which have been greatly stained with, I think, food and sweat and salt water in his time here. He maybe is a little sad about it. Maybe he's like brushing at his shirt and jacket as he comes up on top of the deck. There we go. There's our ocean. On the other side of the deck here, flying out behind him, of course, is his animal accomplice. A very tough and gruff-looking seagull named Hawk. And it lands abruptly on a shoulder pad on Kirkle's left shoulder. On the other side of the deck, we have a few figures here. The other newcomers aboard the Wormwood. Most of these have been press-ganged in the same way that Spear and Hazlen were, with the exception of Mr. Crimson Cogword, a kind of foul-looking man who, when he sees Spear come on deck, like smiles awkwardly and then kind of like looks down at his feet. I shouldn't say foul-looking man. He's more gruff, dour. I think dour is probably the right word for him. Yeah. So yeah, we've got. Where is he? Yeah, Crimson Cogword. Next to them is Rosie Cuswell, who looks quite happy to see Hazlen come on board. A young halfling woman, very tough looking as well, plenty of scars on her biceps. Another gnome, Contrabar here, dressed very much like someone pretending to be a swashbuckler, is standing near Rosie, desperately trying to catch her attention. And then, of course, we have Sandara, a tattooed redheaded woman who goes to stand next to Spear when he walks up. Good morning, Spear. How was your meal with the captain last night? Oh, good morning to you too, Sandara. Captain Barnabas, well, he is a very hard man to read. I think that he maybe is not the nicest of people. Right, I could have told you that, Spear. Maybe stick with me. You don't seem to be the best judge of character. And as she says that, she like kind of side eyes over to Hazlen, who's looking over at Riaris, who's kind of yelling at him. Hey Yozo, thank you for the sub. Super appreciate it as always. So we get to... There she is. Alright, maggots, it's boarding school day. Do you know who knows anything about boarding? And she kind of like looks at all of them. Yep. Let's go to Sandara. Says, Ms. Crine, I'm not experienced in boarding myself, but there is an old Besmaran practice of mock boarding, where you pretend to board one another's ships. It's usually done as a marriage rite, although marriages under Besmaran practices don't tend to be completely monogamous. Did I ask for a history lesson? No! Besmara be blessed, but... Besmara be blessed, you fools won't fall on your asses into the water when we find our first ship. I've heard a thing or two about boarding. You know, like when you see a merchant ship, you throw grappling hooks or something, right? I don't know if I can know. Yes, that is the way it's normally done. Crimson Cog decides to speak up, having been a very quiet man in the last 2 weeks. He kind of looks over at Spear. I've been a part of a boarding or two. Contrabar looks up at him. Somehow I do not believe that, Crimson Cog. What do they call him? Cog? I just call him Cog, I think. Somehow I do not believe that, Cog. You seem to be a man with elite experience. Cog kind of like looks down at him and maybe stamps a boot in his direction. All right, idiots, shut the hell up. We're gonna teach you some boarding practices today. You two, she points over at Spear and Hazlen. You're up first. Spears like kind of like straightens up, and Hazlen looks a little concerned. Miss Croyne. Nope. You can just call me Master Riaris, all right? Right. Master Riaris. What is it we had to do exactly? The little gnome says. Look over there, and she points down at a boat that's been lowered into the water. You're gonna swim over there, get your sorry, wet, soggy asses up onto that little dinghy, and then climb the grappling hooks back over, right? Let me double check that's what we're doing. You've got to throw a grappling hook, and then tie it off and shimmy up and board back at the wormwood. The rest of you, these four, and she points at Sandara. Let's see, Sandara, Contrabar. Ah, damn it. Yeah, Contrabar. Nope. Rosie and Cog. We'll be throwing this bucket of junk I got at them, making it hard for them to get on, all right? Hazlen looks over and like kind of like peeks into the bucket, which is closer to like a barrel that she has, and he can see that it's filled with a variety of rotting food, garbage, empty bottles, and then like lined up. He looks over along the deck, and lined up along the deck he can see several buckets of bilge water. So that, and he kind of looks, that seems quite nasty. Did I ask you what you thought about this, son? Now get your sorry ass over onto that boat and let's get to work. So, Spear and Hazlen climb down into the water over the side of the deck and begin to swim over to the boat. I don't know. Obviously, the water's quite fine, but we're going to go ahead and give Hazlen a swim check. Poor guy. He was sick with... Is he still sick? No, he's over the disease now. He's completely back to normal. Good. Because he was sick with filth fever the last time he went swimming, and just had a awful time of it. And even now, his swim is not that great. But he's feeling much better today. And so he kicks off in the water, not quite keeping up with Spear, but keeping up with himself, at least, as his animal accomplice Hawk flies overhead and joins him on the jolly boat, the little dinghy. Inside are 2 grappling hooks, just as Riaris explained, and Spear kind of looks down. Well, Hazlen, are you ready then? Yeah, don't mind me, Spear. Why don't you just focus on your own stuff, alright? I just wanted to, Spear kind of like looks down. I wonder if Spear can tell that Hazlen is mad at him, is jealous. Yes, he definitely can. And so we're going to go ahead and roll 3d6. Oh, excuse me, just 2d6, because we're using the motif story engine to help us. There we go. Kind of emulate some things, since I'm the only one here. And so the motif story engine has these mechanics referred to as oracle dice. You roll the dice. If you've been here, you've seen me do this a couple times. The first die gives you an answer, yes, no, maybe. The second die gives you a degree of how that answer. And then the third die is usually referred to as a flavor die and can be made up of several things such as favorability, weirdness, danger, or rarity. In our case, we're going to use the third die as a Harrow deck, which is the Pathfinder Tarot deck, essentially. Let me go ahead and pull out the Harrow. I've been doing it manually so far in real life, but I'd like to set it up on Roll20 so that you can see in greater detail what the Harrow decks, what the Harrow cards look like exactly. So let me just go ahead and open this up here. I meant to do this earlier, but alas, time makes fools of us all. Whenever you're ready. There we go. Drag to copy. Okay, good. There they are. Okay, shuffle. So you can see I've got them right here. So for our first roll, we got a 4 and a 3, which means, what was our question? First off, our question was, does Spear care that Hazlen is acting shady? Is acting, kind of standoffish to him? For a 4, that means maybe he might care, and for a 3, that means mundane, cheap, or barely passable. He kind of cares, he kind of doesn't really care, he's not exactly sure what to make of all of this. And so for our Harrow die, our Harrow card, we've pulled the Desert, which is a chaotic good card of Constitution. So I think there's a little bit of understanding. Spear thinks to himself, well, Hazlen hasn't had a very good time of it so far. I mean, he was quite popular the first few nights we were on board, but ever since then, with the bullying and the swimming, and he's been sentenced to the Bilges twice now in the past 2 weeks. He must be having a bad day. So I think we're gonna go ahead and I want to keep this card around. Maybe just right there. I'll kind of keep it up here and right there. Maybe down here is better. Hazlen, as Hazlen bends down to pick up the grappling hook, it's a little big in his hands, not necessarily meant for a creature of small size. Spear is going to say, "Here, you should grip it at the right below the haft. Swing like a bola, and throw it underhand." Spear says, and Hazlen kind of, "Oh, all right, okay." And we're gonna give him. Well, we're using this as the aid another action. Hold on. D20. Aid another, which is usually done in combat. You can also give aid on skill checks, and that's usually done by rolling the same skill. If you get a 10 or higher, the person you're trying to aid gets a +2. In melee combat, you can help a friend or defend by distracting or interfering with an opponent. You can also use this as a standard action, help a friend in other ways. Okay, yeah, so he's just helping. So you make an attack roll against AC 10, just like a regular, just like a regular aid. Let's look at spears. We're doing ranged touch attacks with these grappling hooks. Throwing a grappling hook requires a ranged attack roll. Treating the hook as a thrown weapon with a range increment of 10 feet. The Wormwood's rail is AC 5, and at 40 feet away, the PCs have a -6 on their attack rolls. Jesus, this is hard. Wow. Okay, so he's rolling a +2 on this. So he's sitting at a -4. He only has to hit an AC 5, and he's just helping Hazlen with this. So he needs to hit AC 10, though, is the thing. So -4. Oh, gosh. No, Hazlen seems more confused. All right. All right, Spear, I've got it. Gee, I don't need your help that much more. And so Hazlen, he has a much better ranged attack. He's going to just be rolling this at a flat roll. It's normally a +4. He needs to hit AC 5. There we go. So as Hazlen goes to throw the first hook, it hits the rail and kind of like hooks on, and he pulls it. Oh, right. Yes. At this point, so they're kind of like in the water, I guess. Right here. At this point, we've got these four who are lined up, ready to start throwing things. Yeah, he can see Conchbar like peering over the rail with a big rotting apple in his hand, grinning. Oh, gee. Now Spear is gonna go ahead and throw his grappling hook, which is he's gonna have trouble throwing this. He gets a -4 on this because we're 40 feet away. Oh yeah, it hits the water, and he's like, oh, shit. If any character fails to reach the wormwood, she makes the character do it again, but this time alone. After 3 attempts, regardless of the results, Crine is satisfied that the character knows what to do. Any character who is knocked off the rope 3 times is given 6 rope bashes. Make a note of the PC who performs best in this task. In a few days, that PC will lead the others. Okay. Alright, so at that point, Spear is pulling back his grappling hook. Let's turn on some more exciting music. Okay. The problem is, now Hazlen needs to start making climb checks, which he's awful at climbing. We have our mythic surges, which I think we'll be using these today. So he's gonna go, this is DC 15 climbing. Ooh. I wonder if Hawk can help him on this. Hawk can roll aid checks on this, on climb. Can you aid with climb? I think that's the important question here. 1d20. Let's look. D20. Climb. Climb checks. Maybe you can't aid. We'll say yeah. Why not? Because you can catch others. You can definitely help people climb, I think. Can you? If anyone knows in chat, let me know. Yeah, we're going to say yes. Hawk is helping. I mean, it's only a +2 if it gets 10 or higher, which is good. It did it. So Hazlen begins to shimmy up the rope with his very, very sorry +1 to climb. He'll get a +2 from his familiar helping him, and he begins to shimmy along the rope. Well done. Hazlen is doing well. DC 15 climb checks. How many checks is that? It's 40 feet, and they move like 5 feet or so. Oh, that's too many. We're gonna have them move 10 feet, I think. Right? Climb speed. That's if you have a climb speed. Each move action that includes any climbing requires a separate climb check. You'd think I know. I've done some climbing at this point, but it's been so long. Every week. And the Pathfinder has so many rules that I forget them all the time. I'm sure that happens to people more often than not. We're going to say 3 climb checks. Probably 4 climb checks is probably more appropriate. Okay, but he makes it a little bit. He moves 10 feet along the rope as the other 4 start throwing things at him. These are improvised weapons, so we're just going to give them +2s to this. They need to hit AC 14. 19, so he gets hit by that rotten apple that Conchabar had thrown, which means we now have to make a reflex save to stay on. DC 10 reflex save. Luckily, reflex is good for our man Hazlen. And that's a dirty 20. He stays on. Meanwhile, Spear has pulled back the grappling hook, and he needs to throw it again. 8. He finally gets it on, and Rosie and Zendara grip some cabbages and like an old boot, and they're ready to start throwing things at him. Okay, we're going to go ahead and roll a climb check for Hawk to see if he can aid. Yeah, so Hazlen's going to go ahead and get that +2 once again. 11. He might not make it. Let's add a D6 for one of our mythic surges. 12. He does not move. He starts shimmying, but he can't really hold on very tightly. And that's going to give Cog this time a chance to hit him with something. But he misses. Unfortunato. Okay, Spear is going to start climbing. It's kind of turned into a bit of a race here, hasn't it? His climb check is much better. And so in a flash, he's scurried up the rope and has like pulled up alongside next to Hazlen, who looks over and he thinks to himself, "Oh gee, Spear, can't you just give me this one thing?" Spear, on the other hand, doesn't really notice or care that Hazlen is feeling competitive here. On the other hand, Sandara is throwing her rotten lettuce. Spear has a touch AC of 11, so that's actually going to hit. he needs to make a reflex save of +1 or fall over. What's the DC on this? 10. Oh no. There's a slight chance if I use a Mythic Surge that he'll hold on. And he doesn't. He falls. Oh shit. So that puts, let's say, Hazlen there, and Spear has to swim back. Oh shit. Oh shit indeed. Hazlen laughs as Spear splashes into the water. But Spear quickly swims back and, zooms through the water and back onto the boat. Let's give Hazlen another chance to get aid from... Yeah, definitely. Hawk is helping him out, his master. Oh, but that's a natural one. So as Hazlen reaches forward to grab at the rope, he kind of and falls back into the water. He's gonna need to make a swim check or start drowning. 6. Let's use a Mythic Surge on that, because this would not be a great spot. There he goes. He manages to swim back to the boat, and the two of them are back in the boat, soaking wet once more. You doing all right, Hazlen? Spear says to the gnome. Just mind your own business and climb that rope. So they begin climbing again. This time it goes to Spear, who got to the ship before. He's rolling a +7 on this. There we go. Okay, so Spear moves forward. Nice. And Hazlen... Oh, nah, but that means that Rosie begins to throw. Yeah, Slappy, that is definitely Henry Cavill. I'm using Henry Cavill for Spear's token because when I originally created him, I imagined him as an aquatic witcher of sorts, essentially. He's a gillman, an Azarketi with gills. He's amphibious, and he's a fighter oracle. So he is a fighter, well trained in the martial arts, but is also kind of blessed and cursed. With a strange understanding of the mystery of battle. I did commission character art for our main characters here, Spear and Hazlen, and so hopefully in the next month we should be able to see a better idea of what they look like. We've got Rosie over here. Hey, Spear, catch this! And she throws a boot over at Spear, kind of enjoying this way too much. That hits Spear, so he needs to make a reflex save to hold on to the rope. He does. He kind of as the rope wiggles, but he's able to hold on. We go back to Hazlen. All right, Hawk, we've got to get this. I can't have Spear embarrassing me again in front of the whole crew. And the hawk, the seagull, just caw, caw, and tries to help him climb up the rope. Unfortunately, it does not work this time, so Hazlen's gonna have to do this of his own accord. And no, there's no way. He tries to climb the rope and just can't move forward very much at all. Luckily, he doesn't get any boots or cabbage thrown his way just yet. Spear continues to climb the rope. 15, so that's going to move him forward. But that means Sandara comes in with a handful of carrots thrown in his direction. 16, that's definitely going to hit. Make a reflex save. Spear. Ooh. There's still a chance that he could save with his Mythic Surge. But he falls back in the water. That's 2 strikes. He gets 1 more, and he swims back. Hazlen kind of laughs as he sees it, but... All right. Hawk, help me, please. Okay, Hawk's gonna give him the aid. He's got 3 more Mythic Surges left. No, he can't get a grip on that rope. The gnomish man is just so weak in the arms that every time he like tries to pull himself up, he used up all of his strength and prowess just like in that first climb. You can see Cog and Conchabar are like rolling their eyes. I want to throw more things. Come on, gnome. Conchabar looks up at him. Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm trying to remember Conchabar's accent. I think I did like a French thing with him last week. But French has always been one of my toughest accents. Alright, that brings us back to Spear. This is the last chance for him to climb up this rope. He's got an excellent climb, so in theory he should do it. We've got Riaris back here who's still shouting. Come on, maggots! Climb that rope! You think this is easy now? We're just throwing old food at you fools! Imagine what would be happening if people were if the enemy was shooting crossbow bolts at you! And Spear does his best to drown out the woman's grating voice and continue climbing. Come on! I got you this time! And Rosie throws another old boot at him, which hits. He needs to make that reflex save, and he does. He's able to hold on. Hazlen gets the aid once more, and catches up. Our two heroes are now neck and neck, climbing up the rope here. Hold on. I love that this is just like the tamest of things. We're just practicing boarding boats, essentially. All of these newbie pirates here. As Hazlen finally is able to like inchworm his way up the rope, Conchabar picks up a potato that has like grown several like things out of it and looks quite moldy. Take this! And he's gonna go ahead and throw that potato at our man Hazlen. That hits, so Hazlen's got to make a reflex save. He's good at this. Natural 20. So good. I'm actually going to give him a free climb check on that. Ooh, and he scurries up the rope with another 20. Spear looks kind of dismayed. What? As he sees the gnome like make two quick movements up the rope. He's going to try and hurry up behind him. 25, he's able to do so. Oh my god. As I think Sandara reaches down, grabs one of the buckets of bilge water. Sorry about this, Spear. And she goes and she splashes it on him. That hits. He needs to make a reflex save. Oh, he could fall. Spear has, I think, 4 mythic surges left. And he's able to hold on to the rope just in time. Okay. Hazlen, you better get moving. He gets the aid. Oh, he's only got 2 mythic surges left. He's been burning through these. But that's enough for him and Hawk to move up. He's almost reached the deck now. I think Cog reaches down and grabs another bilge water and just kind of growls as he goes to try and dump the bilge water on Hazlen. But he misses. Hazlen sees the water fall down. Oh, try better next time, Coggy boy! As Spear takes his turn to climb up his rope. Natural 20, he's catching up. Rosie grabs her bucket. Sorry about this, Spear. Come on, you can beat him. And she goes to try and dunk him with this bilge water. But she misses also. Okay, this is it. This is it, Hazlen. If he can get up the rope here, he'll beat Spear and get the chance to lead the crew in their first boarding in several days. Oh no! He does not get the aid from Hawk, which means he's only rolling a +1 on this. 14! Here's his last mythic surge of the day, and that's enough to get him on board and over the side. Okay, let's get Spear on board. 14. He'll use one of his mythic surges, and the 2 are over. Okay. Nope. All right, idiots. That was pretty damn fucking good, if I say so myself. I mean, there were a few mishaps here and there, but you both look decent. You're kind of fucking becoming pirates now. I'm trying to make her mouth is supposed to be so dirty that she even puts Rosie Cusswell to shame. Yeah, that was pretty fucking good, Spear. And like kind of looks over at Riaris. Hey, cursing's my thing. And she's the woman stamps her peg leg. We won't bother going through the rest of the crew. In short, Sandara and Rosie take their turns boarding, practicing boarding, and Cog and Conchubar take their turns practicing boarding as well. I think at one point we see Captain Barnabas step out, and he's kind of... there he is. He's like watching from the upper decks up here, just kind of like keeping note. Maybe Mr. Plug is standing next to him. Here we go. Just kind of watching the proceedings, taking note of who did well and who did the best. Let me go ahead and take a note here. Boarding school. Day 14. Hazlen beat Spear narrowly. I think that leads us into evening actions as the ship begins to wind down. We've only got, let's see, that was day 14. Which means, actually, yeah, day 14. We've got 2 days to kind of burn through before the next event happens. But so yes, let's go into evening actions. I think our crew is going to take it easy tonight. We've been, I mean, Hazlen has been doing some slight thievery around the boat, but Spear was able to get all of his equipment back by performing admirably 2 days ago during the encounter in the coral reef. So Hazlen probably still needs to like make up some of his equipment. He looks over at Spear, who maybe like is rifling through his locker down in the lower holds. And there's the envy that is growing in his heart continues to grow. He's gonna try and sneak back into the quartermaster's office to get back some of his stuff. Unless obvious evidence of theft is left behind, stealing from the store is likely to succeed. Nice. Okay. Because he was able to steal some stuff from there before, but he didn't want to work too hard to... otherwise he would have had to stay up all night and make a fatigue check. So I think during dinner, when Cutthroat Grok is kind of busy, getting drunk and eating with the rest of the crew, Hazlen steals away. Unfortunately, he's also burned all of his mythic surges. So first off, he won't be able to use those. So first off, we will make a stealth check. He just needs a DC 10 while everyone's busy eating dinner. A dinner that he didn't have to prepare today. Plus 11. Yeah, no, that's an automatic. That's a 28 for our boy. And he's gonna go, he steals into Brock's little office. Let's see. Normally, the quartermaster's store is sometimes unlocked. She tends to get drunk a little early. It's only open till 3 p.m. when she starts drinking. And after supper, she carries the crew's rum rations down, so 75% of the time, that door is locked. Let's roll 1d100. Oh, this door is locked. Damn. He goes he sneaks into the kitchen. Let's go to our Hazlen look. He sneaks into the kitchen and it goes to open the door. Holy shit. I think the quartermaster's managed to lock the door this time. He begins to examine the lock and realizes, oh my god, there's no way I'm gonna be opening this. This is a superior lock. Disable device 40. There's absolutely no way that he can open this. I've got to get the key. And he like looks over and he thinks about getting it from Grok. Ooh. Do I even want to try that? But you know what? Instead, he could sneak into her room that she shares with Chef What's-His-Face. There's also lots of stuff here in the kitchen. Lots of stuff. Interesting. So he kind of looks around the kitchen. And there's lots of items of value lost among the ruin and squalor, each requiring a DC 10 perception check to discover. So let's start off with that perception check. He's getting +6 because his... +6? +8 because his familiar is within arm's reach. Hell yes. Why don't all rogues have familiars? Get that bonus to perception. 19. I'm going to go ahead and give him 2 items for that. But which 2 items? I think if we pull a hero card, that will help us decide what kind of items he finds here. So we're going to go ahead and pull a hero card. The Big Sky. This is another chaotic good card of strength this time. So I think Hazlen takes a look around the kitchen. There's some hand axes, some knives. A good lock. Of strength, so he should definitely find weaponry, I think. And Kroop's steadfast grapple. Ooh, but that's hanging on the wall. Would Kroop notice if some of his shit was not hanging on the walls anymore? This is interesting. He's stealing from his boss, essentially. I think first off he'll find this masterwork dagger. So Hazlen steals from Galley. Gotta take notes. Masterwork dagger. And then he goes to the wall and he can see those harpoons, a spear, and Kroop's steadfast grapple. I don't know if he is, because that's Kroop's grapple. And like, I bet Kroop's talked to him drunkenly about that before. I think the other thing that he will find down here will be this prosthetic leg made of wood and edged with a silver band worth 45 GP. So as Hazlin's kind of digging through the galley, he is digging through some barrels, and out of a sack he pulls out this prosthetic, like this wooden leg, a peg leg, essentially. What the? Why does Kroop have something like this? Oh, but this silver, ding ding ding, he hits it with his fingernail. That should be worth something. Let me try and get it off. He pulls out a dagger and just pulls off the silver band. I could probably filch that, sell that for something worthy. Something real good. 45 GP. Hell yeah. Then I think he's also going to go into their bedroom. Quartermaster and cook's cabin. Alright, so he's just going to be looking through their crew lockers here. Through the sidebar. Okay. So he sneaks into the office and he goes to what is presumably Grok's bed. Or rather her hanging thing. And we'll probably go to steal some stuff. First he needs to open it up. Disable device DC 15. He's rolling a +6 on this. He could take some time, but the more time we take, the more likely he becomes... the more likely it is to be discovered. 24, he easily gets it open. And we're going to roll 1d3 to see how many objects are in it. 2. So we'll roll 1d100 to see what kind of objects are in there. 56 and 15. 56? No, 15. A flask of acid. And 56 thieves' tools. He already has some thieves' tools. So we'll leave it. I think that would be a little bit more easily noticed by missing. But he'll go ahead and steal that flask of acid from Grok as well. And then make his way down. That leaves us with Spear. Or Spear, as he might say. What's he doing? Gambling? Going to bed? Sneaking? Stealing? No. Influencing. Let's take it back. I want to do some more roleplay between him and Cog. Yeah. We pulled an interesting card with Cog when they were talking last time. We pulled the beating, which our good friend Retro Ted had suggested the beating heart. So I think we're in the lower hold actually. And I think, ooh, there's a lot of pirates down here. We'll move them kind of out of the way. And I think Spear kind of Spear steps out of the bilge, soaking wet, but relatively clean. And he can see Cog. Cog looks up and like walks over. Yo, Spear. Yes, Cog. What can I do for you? What are you always doing down there? Are you like bathing in the bilge water or something? No. I know a little bit of magic, and so well, what is create water? What are the components for that spell? Because that's what Spear does. He goes down there and creates water. So he says, Besmara, water! And like throws it up. And he like kind of water flies out of his hands and through the porthole and into the ocean. Whoa. I didn't know you could do magic. Yes, just a little. I think it comes from Besmara, but there's some mystery around it. I don't know. Sandara seems to be convinced that I have been monstrously blessed, but what can I say? Wow, that's pretty handy. I gotta say, not only are you powerful, but you're also magical. I mean, that's kind of crazy. I suppose so. I haven't thought much about it, to be honest. Anyway, just wanted to say, good job today. I'm a little surprised that that gnome was able to beat you climbing up. Right. Well, I had a little trouble throwing the grappling hook. Much better in close range. And Spear does a little like 1-2 with his fists, and Cog takes a quick step back and nods approvingly. Let's go ahead and roll a diplomacy check for Spear here. I think he's got one surge left, so we may be able to use it. He's only getting a +2 on this. That's a 10. Cog's already at neutral, indifferent, so he needs at least a 15. I don't think this is gonna work, but we got a 1d6 that we can throw at it. So, alas, no change here in Cog's attitude. Anyway, just wanted to say, way to go. Right. And Spear looks a little confused as he watches Cog walk away. Great. That takes us to day 15. We've got mainsail duties and cooking duties. Croup is sober today, so as the sun rises, pour myself a little bit more beer here on this new day. Oh, I forgot to say, cheers! Cheers, mate! Hazlen walks into the galley and is quite surprised to see Croup up and at him. Not reeking of wine or cooking wine or rum, but instead actually cleaning the galley. Hazlen, I've got to say, hold on, where is that accent? Hazlen, just wanted to clean the galley a little bit today. Things are looking a little bit dirty, and well, you know what they say, a dirty galley, a dirty mind. Yes, Chef Croup, right, I was thinking that this place could use a little bit of cleaning up. Maybe I could help you real quick. Oh, yeah. Go ahead and start out with it. Maybe sweep behind the cabinets or something. I don't think I really need much of your help today. It's a simple meal, honestly. Oh, right, okay, I'll just be helping you clean then, Chef. And he kind of salutes. We're gonna give Hazlen a chance to maybe steal some more shit right from underneath the chef's nose. We're making perception checks. 20, so he's gonna notice a few more things in here. The galley. So he'll go ahead and, firstly, as he's sweeping, he'll notice the... Well, where was it? I just saw it. 12 silver pieces falling behind a cupboard. Plus 12 SP. And he'll also see a large cookbook worth 125 gold. Using the tome while cooking grants a +1 circumstance bonus on profession cook checks. Yeah, he needs that. He absolutely needs that, because as the chef's assistant, he's not very good at cooking. I mean, he's fine. He's got a decent intelligence. So he comes upon this book. Oi! Croup! What's this then? You've got a cookbook. Oh, right. I don't really use it anymore. I got most of my recipes memorized up in here, and he taps the side of his head. But if you want to study it, by all means. I think you've got quite the talent for cooking. Oh, gee, thanks, Chef. All right, I'll definitely study this. Honest. So we're gonna go ahead and give him that Cookbook. 125 gold. That's expensive. +1, 2. Cook checks. You know, Hazlen, I'm kind of glad to see you're doing so well on board. You had me worried the last week. First week you were doing so good, but oh, I don't know about that, chef. It's that Mr. Plug. He had me working in the bilge twice in the last 2 weeks. Once a week it seems like, and he's always giving me gruff. To be honest, I don't think he quite likes me very much. Hazlen, I've told you before. That nasty Mr. Blug and his minion Master Scourge, they don't look quite like anyone. Right. Let's go up top. Spear has Mainsail Duties today. This is just this is hard work. He needs to make a constitution check to avoid being fatigued, but it is a simple profession sailor check, which he should be able to do, and he's going to work diligently at it, so he'll get a +4 on this check if he needs. He most definitely does not, so he'll take the +4 on the constitution check, which is a +2. He needs to get a DC 10 or be fatigued. He's not fatigued. Great. I'm going to try and move through these a little bit. So we'll come to night check. So we're going to focus on getting to know some of the crew members. So I think Cog and Spear begin talking again. Cog seems to find ways to be near Spear every once in a while. But Cog's a hard nut to crack. A tough nut, and so Spear keeps trying to talk with him and befriend him, and it just really isn't working. Meanwhile, Hazlen is talking with Conchabar. We'll roleplay this one. Hey, Conchabar, what's your story then? I've noticed that there are quite a few of us gnomes on board. Ah, yes. You know, it's strange. There is that other gnomish lady up top. She doesn't seem quite like anyone besides our esteemed officers. Right. What's her name again? What is her name again? I've got it pulled up. Loretta? Human, dwarf human. Giffer? No, that's not her. Ship's officers. She's an officer. There we go. Patch Salt. Oh, right. Patch Salt. A strange name, if I do say so myself, but, you know, I've met plenty of gnomes with even stranger names. Right, you seem to have gotten around quite a bit. And you seem to have very little experience in the ways of the world. Oh, gee, you don't have to put it like that. Let's go ahead and give Hazlen a diplomacy check. Unfortunately, Conchabar starts off as unfriendly. So I think we're looking at a DC, 21 on this. Let me double check Conchabar's stats here. If I can show you, actually. Rosie, Cog, Conchabar, Turlac, Shortstone. Yeah, unfriendly, it starts at a DC 20 plus your charisma bonus, which is +3. We're looking at a 23 to try and make Conchabar even just neutral, indifferent. Luckily, Hazlen is quite a charismatic person himself. So we're rolling +5 on this. Oh my god, 24! So, what did he say? He said, you seem to have so little experience, you barely get around at all. Oh, well, Conchaba, I may have not seen much of the world, but I've seen my fair share of lays. Oh, really? Listen, let me tell you about some of the ports I've managed to dock inside of. Yeah, please do. I've got to say, I don't think it's been this long for me. We may be out at sea, but I've never had such a dry spell in my adult life. And the two gnomes begin to exchange tales of conquest and pleasure. So that means Conchabar is indifferent to Hazlen, which is good because Spear and Conchabar are not on good terms. They had quite a tumultuous conversation the other day. Conchabar being very much a womanizer, and Spear being very much a feminist. Hazlen, on the other hand, I don't know if he's a feminist. I think he's an meamist. Him first, always. I get that feeling from him. Let's go to day 16. The morning rises on day 16. And Hazlen enters the galley where Croup is fully drunk. It's like 8 a.m., mind you. Oh, chef, you doing all right? Nope. Why isn't it? My filters. Hazlen, let me tell you, the night I had, I had all sorts of dreams where I was back in Port Peril working in my old job. That accents, I'm having trouble finding it. Back in Port Peril in my old job. But the orders kept coming in, and well, I looked out into the restaurant, and every customer was Captain Barnabas. Oh, it was a quite right nightmare. As he's talking, Mr. Plug pokes his head in. Fish guts. I see you're drunk on the job again. Are you sure you've got today's meals, Kirkle, Mr. Kirkle? Don't worry, Mr. Plug. I'm right on it. I promise. I've actually got this book here, and I'll be able to try out some new recipes. Nope. Don't get too adventurous. We just need to eat something edible today. Palatable, please. Right. Whatever you say, Mr. Plug. I'll do my best. So we're gonna go ahead and make chef checks. He's not trained in it, but it still is a essentially an intelligence check. He's gonna get a +1 from the book he has, and really he just needs a DC 10. And he's gonna be working diligently, which gets him a +4 on this check. 1d20 +3 +4. 21. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. What are we? Day 16. So Spear, on the other hand, Spear. I'm having so much trouble with his accent. I don't know I'm trying to do something sort of Scandinavian, but I don't know. Spear is doing line work. Hard work hoisting and lowering sails. Hey, Retro Ted! Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Honestly, I enjoy having people stop by and chat and leaving comments on the YouTube videos. But this now in episode 6 of this solo Pathfinder experience, I'm just kind of having fun, seeing how my two main characters are doing, coming up with ways how they're interacting with the amazing NPC crew here that Paizo's provided for us in this adventure path. As far as adventure paths go, this first book in Skull and Shackles is really an interesting one. Spending all of our time aboard the pirate ship, these sort of pirate mini games that we're experiencing, like we did with the boarding school challenge today, It's very different as far as like D&D Pathfinder adventures go, and I'm just kind of enjoying it at this point. So Spear is doing line work. He's got a DC 10 profession check, and must also make a Constitution check at the end of the day. So he's pretty trained. Let's give him a mythic surge for that, so he's able to do the work pretty easily enough. And we're gonna go ahead and work diligently. Oh, he might be fatigued if I can't mythic surge this. Just barely makes that check. Oh, thank you, Retro Ted. I appreciate it. There's not much happening on screen most days, so it's at a certain point all you need to hear is my voice and my accent work. Literally, that's the other thing about these games. It's just a chance for me to practice switching voices and trying out different accents, and it's fun that way. All right. So that's day 17. We're going to go back to the night, and I'm going to give Spear one last chance to try and get Cog to like him in some way, shape, or form. He needs to hit at least a 15, and Cog's charisma is not that great. A +1 though, so he needs to hit DC 16 to get Cog to move from indifferent to friendly. 21. Okay, how does this go? I think we're gonna pull another hero card for this. So let's head back up top. Let's see. I think they're like looking out over the water, talking. Maybe this time, Spear approaches Cog. Hey Cog, how was your day working today? I'm kind of tired, honestly, Spear. Have a good night. Oh, well, I just wanted to see how you were doing. Hope things have been going well for you the last few days. Right, Spear. We've been talking a lot. Like, you're a cool guy. How is this gonna go? Let's pull a hero card. The Dance. This is a lawful good card of dexterity. Interesting. So I think as this happens, as he says that, there's some music breaks out. Let's switch it up. Some music breaks out on board. We hear a flute now, but let's pretend it's Rosie and her fiddle instead, and a few drums. There is a young pirate, Jack Scrimshaw, who is well trained on the Scrimshaw, whatever that is. I actually don't really know what a Scrimshaw is. And they begin playing on deck, much to the amusement of some of the other pirates. I think some light dancing breaks out, and the two men stand with their arms on the back of the deck rails, watching the dancing. I used to want to be, well, never mind. No, Cog, please say whatever you were wanted to say. Me mother, she was a dancer, and well, when I was young, I thought about maybe following in her footsteps. Oh, really? I would not have guessed that someone like you were interested in the art of dance. Yeah, well, he rubs the back of his neck. I'm Varasian, and you know, my people, we got a long line of dancers in our culture. There's always dancing happening around the fires near the traveling wagons. Varisian. I have spent some time amongst Varisian peoples. In some of my sailing, they don't often use boats. Right. We're more like a kind of landlocked people. Well, Varisia itself is on the ocean. Yes, I've sailed past it a few times. Stopped in a few ports. There's a quite nice town, the city of Magnamar. Oh, Magnamar, you know it. Well, my folks we're not far from there. Damn. All right, I did quite a lot of sailing with the Olfin. Oh, you remember? Yeah. That was a pretty interesting story you told. And the two begin to talk. And by the end of it, Cog is laughing and smiling. Great. My main goal in these, these 21 days was to get our 4 NPC pirates, into the party somehow. Sandara is a given, always. And Rosie's really easy. You get the fiddle back for her, and she's your friend. Conchabar and Cog, though, they're a different story. They both start off as unfriendly. Cog's a really gruff guy, but him and Spear have a lot in common, actually. And actually, Conchabar and Hazlen have a lot in common, too, which is why I think the two kind of, butted heads at first. Let's go to Conchabar and Hazlen, actually. And as Rosie, she takes a break from playing her fiddle, and Conchabar approaches her. Ah, Miss Coswell, I must say your fiddling is playing with the heartstrings within my chest. Yeesh, Conchabar. Yeesh, Shortstone. Can't you fucking talk like a normal person? Ah, but Miss Caswell, when I see you and speak to you, my tongue gets all twisted in knots, and poetry is the only way I can express myself. All right, Shortstone, enough. All right, with the flowery fucking language, okay? Listen, I'm gonna go grab a drink. She walks away. Hazlen comes up. Hey, Conchabar, something going on between you two? Actually, before Hazlen does that, let me give him a sense motive check. A 6. So, I think this is going to translate to Hazlen being completely inept. He walks up and smacks Conchabar on the back. I thought you... I thought you... Blip, 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 blip. Hey, Conchabar! I thought you said you were pretty good with the ladies. Conchabar throws him a dirty fucking look. Hey, I don't see you doing any better aboard this ship, Kirkle. Whoa, I didn't mean nothing by it. Conchabar, did I strike a sore spot? I do not know what you are talking about. So we're gonna go ahead and give Hazlen another diplomacy check here. He needs to get a... Remember, Conchabar is pretty charismatic. He's a bard. So he gets a +3 to his charisma. 16, 17. Hazlen needs to hit a 18 on his diplomacy check here. 22. Did I strike a sensitive spot? I do not know what you are talking... Oh, Hazlen. Miss Caswell, she has stolen my heart away, and, well, normally, women are falling at my feet. I do not know what to do about this. Hey, I mean, I've met a couple lasses like Rosie before, and, well, she doesn't go for none of that flowery kind of stuff, Conchabar. You've got to talk her language more. She's tough. She carries that axe around and threatens to hit it with people. What kind of weapons do you got? That's a great question. What kind of weapons does he have? Well, I have is this sword cane, and he pulls out a fancy-looking cane. Why is there a star next to this cane? Do the advanced player's guide. Okay. God, he's wearing foppish clothing, outrageously foppish purple hat, yellow silk handkerchief. Damn. So he pulls out this very ornately, this semi-ornately constructed sword cane, and slips the sword out from it. Whoa, Conchaba, that's a pretty fancy-looking weapon. Maybe lead with that next time. Rosie might be more interested in what you've got to say. Really, Hazlen, do you really think so? I've never tried talking about combat with a lady before. Normally, they are so, how do you say, sensitive, disfavorable to the talk of bloody combat. Conchaba, I don't want to be rude, but if you've fallen so deeply in love with Rosie, you don't seem to really know her that well. Get to know? What can that be to get to know? She is a woman. Woman like womanly things. Oh, gee, Conchaba, I like you, pal, but you've really got to grow up. I mean, people are people. Woman or man. Myself, I hardly feel like a man some days. What do you mean? I mean, you know, I've got all the right manly parts and the manly gait, but honestly, I don't feel like I feel like a man, but I often don't feel like anything. I just feel like a gnome. I feel like a person. I feel like Hazlen Kako. Huh. That is very interesting, Hazlen. I will take your words to heart. Perhaps change the way I approach Rosie moving forward. You do that, Conchaba. And the two continue to drink and enjoy themselves. Sweet. And now Conchabar is friendly with Hazlen. Whereas he hates Spear. Because he sees Rosie go and talk to Spear and Cog. Now that is the one that I need to watch out for. Rosie seems to love him. Hazlen lets out a sigh when she sees that, and Conchabar looks over. Huh? Sorry, I thought you were friends with him. Right, friends of convenience, Conchabar. The man's big and tall and strong, and he's pretty good on a ship. He's not a bad friend to have on board the Wormwood, but between you and me, Conchabar kind of like leans in eagerly. I'm just kind of sick of him. He's always doing this and doing that, and you know, baiting the owlbear and protecting me from Mr. Plug's thugs, and protecting me from those reef claws in the coral reef the other day. And well, gee, I barely got lucky at boarding school baiting him. He's just so Mr. Perfect. Oh, Hazlen, I did not know you felt this way. I do think that Mr. Perfect is, well, not so perfect. Right. I mean, it's one thing to be super strong and tough and fast, but to also have magic on top of it, I mean, it's so annoying. And I think the two gnomes like each other even more now that they've found a common bond in their distaste for Spear Morska. Okay. That brings us to day 17. Now, day 17 is an interesting day. Unpleasant duties. Nah, I'm gonna ignore this. Normally in the adventure, this is the point where Mr. Plug begins like making every task, every duty that he gives the heroes is always the worst one, the one they hate the most. But I kind of pre-rolled all of the duties beforehand. So I think the important part about this is that NPCs who are already hostile to the PCs can no longer be influenced by them. And every NPC that's not at least on friendly terms with the PC is decreased one more. So if I hadn't gotten, oh my god, this is actually kind of huge. If I hadn't focused on Cog and Conchabar during these last 2 days, we might have totally lost the ability to befriend them moving forward. Damn. Damn. Okay, so we've got 2 more days before day 19, which is the next task. And I need to figure out for this task who Scourge. Nope. Master Scourge to you hates the most. I think I know who he hates the most. So let's go to day 17. Turn the music off. Or I'll let it fade out, I guess. No, yeah, just leave it there. So we go to day 17. Line work and fishing. I'll get Hazlen straight to work fishing. 1d20 plus 3 plus 4. He's working diligently on catching fish. 23. He catches plenty of fish, but when he walks into the galley, Proop is drunk again. So he's going to get a plus 3. He needs to hit DC 10 cooking to cook. 13. He's able to cook well enough. We head up top where Spear is working the lines. He's hoisting and lowering sails. And as he does, Sandara is walking by. What is Sandara's role on board? Sandara Quinn. She's a swab, so she's probably mopping the deck or something of the like. And the two of them begin chatting. Hello, Mr. Mosca. So formal, Sandara. You know you can call me Spear. Right, I was just being playful, Spear. Really, you've got to work on your, on reading between the lines just a little bit harder. Oh, right. How are you doing today, Sandara? Oh, I'm doing good. It's kind of nice being out in the sun. I think at this point, also, normally we are in Valerian calendar. This adventure started at the end of Gozrin, which is April on Earth, but I think we've moved into Desnus proper. Day 17 moved into the month of Desnus. Right. Sandara says, I'm just enjoying the fine Desnus morning air. It's getting quite hot though. Hey, say, you're not from these parts, are you? No, I'm more used to colder weather. This isn't even the worst of it. Come 2 months from now, summer will be in full swing. Well, you'll really be sweating then. Hopefully 2 months from now, I will be accustomed to the heat. The camera pans away from the two laughing, and we can see Master Scourge kind of watching. He walks over and he like cracks his whip. Hey! We don't, you've got your duties, now stick to it. Everyone else is working hard. You two seem to think you can just, laze about and chat the whole day through. The two move apart and Sandara throws Spear a knowing look. And you! Master Scourge turns to Spear and lowers his voice. I know that you and Sandara have gotten pretty close for the last 2 weeks, but just so you know, I called dibs on her when she first came on board, and, well, I'll have my way sooner or later. Spear looks alarmed. Master Scourge, I hope you... I'm not trying to say what I think you are saying. I don't care what you think, Mr. Morska. Now get back to work. Alright. Shit. I think we see like several of Spear's, Master Scourge's minions like begin like bumping into Spear and kind of like jostling him as he goes about his workday. We come to the evening actions. Let's see. What is there left to do? We're almost done. We're running out of days on board the Wormwood. And so, like, Hazlen could go thieving again. Spear could try and... Oh my god, no. Hazlen needs to get into the quartermaster's office and get back some of his gear. So, Spear's just going to enjoy himself, gambling and whatnot. But Hazlen needs to get back into the quartermaster's office. So he's going to sneak in. And we've literally got a 75% chance that it'll be unlocked. Great. The quartermaster's office is unlocked. And he's gonna roll a perception check to try and find his gear. 24. Nice. Hell yes. Let's go. He's been stealing quite a bit lately, too. Where does she keep the people's stuff? The hero's adventure. The PC starting equipment is held in one of the lockers as described below. Wooden locker, wooden chest, wooden trunk, metal trunk. I guess it's just in one of these. Because it doesn't exactly say which one it's in. It's held in one of the lockers as described below. Oh, the wooden locker here contains it. Okay, so he's opened, I think, 2 of these chests so far. He was able to get into this wooden chest. He couldn't get into the wooden trunk or this metal trunk. The disable device check's too high. So he's got these 3 other lockers. What did we roll? 24 on the perception check. So we're going to give him a 24% chance that he'll pick the right locker. 23. So close. All right, so he's going to go for... wooden locker 2. Okay, he's gonna have to make a disable device check. +6. 25, easily. He's opened it up. Except for the fact... No trap on this one. Oh no, that's the wooden locker. He's going for the wooden chest, actually. Which has an arrow trap. Holy shit. Arrow trap. It's a CR1, so it's not that bad. Let's give him a perception check to see if he sees it. Hawk is helping him look. 13. He does not see it. So that arrow trap is going to go off. Attack +15. And arrow is going to strike him if it hits. Well... It's going to hit. He's flat-footed, so that's an 11. Yeah, that arrow fucking hits. As he unlocks this wooden locker and opens it up, an arrow shoots out and hits him square in the shoulder for 4 points of damage. Ah! And I think as he cries out... Ooh, is he gonna cry out? He's gonna need to make another stealth check here. +11. But now the DC's gone up. Okay, someone heard him cry out. Oh shit. But was it Croup or Grok? Rolling 1d2. If it's a 1, it was Croup. If it was a 2, it was Grok. Oh shit. Grok heard him. Fuck. Okay, she's gonna start coming. Maybe she was up top or the deck above. Yeah, on the main deck or the deck below drinking, but she heard something. Oh shit. Oh shit. Grok? Grok? He's gonna go ahead. This is tough. This is tough. Hold on. Let me pull up Grok's stats first off. Cutthroat. Grok. Did she hear him? Let's make a perception check first off. I really like the idea of her hearing him, though. You know what? Let's ask the Oracle. Did Grok hear him cry out? That's a big fat no. A big fat no on the Oracle dice. That's minor, inconsequential. Okay, we'll leave it. Hazlen doesn't need any more bad luck. I like the idea of Grok coming and hearing. She's been suspecting. I think someone has been stealing from her stuff for a while. But we'll at the very least give him the chance to get away with some of this stuff. He sees several potion bottles in here. Things that he can very much recognize as holy water. A disguise kit. He's going to go ahead and grab that disguise kit. Hazlen steals. But it's hard because he doesn't actually... He does have detect magic. So he can try and make spellcraft checks. Except for the fact that he's not trained in spellcraft. So the gnome brings his hands together. And in Sylvan he says, detect magic. And this like kind of aura emanates from his hands as he sees that the potions are indeed magical. Does he take it all? He can at least cast detect magic and see the auras of these items. 2 of them would be transmutation, and 1 of them would be conjuration. He's gonna take the potion of Cure Light Wounds. Because he knows what that aura looks like. The other 2, he'd be like, I don't fucking know. Let's take a flask of holy water. He doesn't want to take everything. And a Tanglefoot bag. Okay. Damn. Alright. And then that brings us to Spear. I think Spear's just enjoying himself. I can't think of any more NPCs that he's, got to work with. And so we'll move on to day 18. Day 18, another day of meals and such. Hazlen walks into the galley where Croup is once more drunk. Hey, Hazlen, listen, it's been really nice. Nope, where's his accent? Hey, Hazlen, it's been so nice having you on board. But I gotta say, I don't know if... Where is that accent? Oh wait, Chef Croup, are you doing alright? You don't seem to be quite too well. Listen, Hazlen. Listen, if I'm... I don't know if I can last much longer on board this ship. Nope, where is it? He sounds like he's got like I've been doing a Liverpoolian accent for him. Hazlen, I don't know if I can survive much longer on the ship. It's just every day, day in, day out, cooking this food for worthless ingrates. Well, after yesterday, Mr. Plug, he laid right into me, and well, gotta say, I just don't want to be here anymore. But Chef Croup, you've got to stay. I mean, I can't be the main cook for this boat. Right, Hazlen, you're a good sort, but it's been too hard the last few years serving under Captain Barnabas with that. He was fine enough, but with that nasty Mr. Plug, I don't know. Listen, you just take it easy, all right? And I'll focus on cooking today, okay? So he's gonna go ahead and, with the help of his book, and he's gonna work diligently. He barely cooks a simple stew for the ship today. Spear, on the other hand, is going to make a series of climb checks and easily make his way up to the crow's nest and make a perception check. He's also going to work diligently at this, because his perception's a +5, but a +4 on top of that, 28. Easy peasy. And I think the two go to bed tonight. I think that's, well, do they? Spear goes to bed, because whatever. But Hazlen, I think he's going back into the quartermaster's store, because he needs to get his shit back. There was some good shit in there. Masterwork crossbow. There was like a wand of magic missile, as well as some other stuff. So, but that's a 75% chance that it's unlocked. Oh my god, and it's locked. So he sneaks into the galley once more to go steal from the quartermaster's store, and finds the door locked. Damn it! Oh shit! All right, it's fine. In the morning, Hazlen gets set up going fishing again today. Croup is drunk once more. The man is depressed. Hazlen's never seen him quite like this. Listen, Hazlen. If things don't change, I might just throw myself overboard. No, Croup, you can't do that. Please, just trust me. Things will get better, all right? All right, things will get better. Don't worry so much. You know, just keep drinking and look. You're friends with the. You've got friends on board, don't you? Well, me and Grok. She's one of the best roommates I've had on board the ship, and well, if it wasn't for her, if it wasn't for you, I just don't know what I would do. Right. Listen, just stay calm, keep calm, and carry on. All right. But even with his diplomacy check, Chef Croup does not. He seems to be doing. He's very sad. He's just very, very sad. Spear, on the other hand, goes up top to get his duties for the day when Master Scourge stops him. Nope. There we go. Hey, I've got a change of tasks for you today. But I normally get my duties from Mr. Plug. Apologies, Master Scourge, but what is the duty for the day? Nope. Right. Today you're going to be working in the bilges. The bilges? But I'm a rigger. I normally work up top with the ropes and such. Did I ask for any talk back, Mr. Morska? Go to the bilges, all right? And as he starts making his way down, Mr. Plug kind of bumps into him. Oh, Spear, I've heard that you might be carrying weaponry. You know that you're supposed to keep things stored. in your locker. What? Mr. Plug, I of course, I keep all my, Captain Barnabas gave me my equipment back, but I keep it all stored in the locker, just as I'm told. Right, well, I'm going to check you one last time. As he begins, like, checking Spear's, like, standing there. What? He's, like, being patted down by Mr. Plug. What's this? A dagger, and he pulls it from Spear's waistband. Just in case I need to cut ropes. I'll hold on to this, okay? So I'm actually gonna have Mr. Plug take one of his. Takes Spear's dagger. All right. I'm headed down to the bilge, and he gives like a quick salute, and moves on. Let's go ahead and move down. Spear climbs down into the bilge. Now I'm gonna need 2 pirates that will join him down here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take... Who did he fight? Phipps? Well, here's one. Slipper Sill is one that he fought as well. Slippery Sill, rather. So she'll be down there. And she's fully healed now. And then I'm also going to take Phipps, wherever he is. Here's Phipps Tremlin. So, Slippery Sill is an unhinged murderer who fled to sea to escape the gallows. And Phipps Tremlin is a fat, pushy bully with a shaved head. And so as Spear comes down, he can see these two manning the bilges. And he climbs down into the dim water. And, as soon as the hatch to the top of the bilge closes, the two kind of like step aside here and here. Well, Phipps says, the fat pushy man. If it isn't old Spear. What a stupid name. Yeah, who names their kid Spear? Sill chimes in. You might as well name your kid Rock or Stone. Yeah, you could name your kid Ratchet for all I care. Listen, I don't want any trouble. I'm just here to work. Right. Well, unfortunately, trouble is exactly what you're in for. Yeah, and we're gonna roll initiative. Normally I would end around this time, but we've got this quick. I'm gonna go through this quick combat, and we'll end after that. I had a late start today because of some technical difficulties. Nope, that's not the one. Here we go. Okay. Let's pull up these character stats. Wormwood Pirates. They are... I'm pretty sure they are... Each pirate carries a hidden dagger. So yeah, I mean, I could give Spear a perception check to spot the hidden weapons here, but we're going straight into this combat. So they get a +2 initiative. Spear is a +1. Damn it. What did Spear get? 17. He did pretty good. He did really good. So yeah, they move in. They quickly flank him. And before they can even move, he turns around to Syl, and he's going to use he's going to go ahead and punch her. Normally, I would use some of his mythic abilities here, but this is actually how this combat's supposed to go, one-on-one. And so I'm going to kind of play him like a more regular, non-mythic character, because I'm curious to see how he's going to do. He's got power attack on. Should he have it on? Yeah, he's going to go ahead and try and, with the full force of his body, brings his fist into Syl and misses. She's able to dodge easily and will pull out her knife and go to stab him with it. But he's able, so in their, as they're moving, he goes to punch, she goes to stab, and they're quickly dodging. But he's also flanked, is the problem. And so Phipps is able to come up easily from behind and bring the dagger straight up into Spear's ribcage. Only for 2 points of damage. It's still not good. I think Spear at that will turn around and go to punch Phipps. Oh. Yeah, he misses. Oh shit. Oh shit. This isn't good. This is not good. But he's able to dodge Syl's attack from behind, as well as Phipps. So he goes to punch and then brings his arms up, blocking and dodging both of their dagger blows. Shit, Spear. Shit. You've got to make this work. What else do we have, Spear? Do we have... We've got spells. Maybe if he can move away, because he'll provoke attacks of opportunity. So he's going to take... He's going to start... No, all he needs to do is take a 5-foot step here, and he's free. He grabs... let's see what the components are for Shield of Faith. Yeah, he grabs the Holy Medallion of Besmara around his neck, and he says, "Besmara, please, shield me!" And this kind of... We hear this rush of waves as an invisible force of kind of watery energy appears around him. That's going to boost his AC from 11 to 13, which is what it says right here, but good. He's going to need that. Syl's going to come up here, 5, 10. That'll provoke an attack of opportunity from him. Miss. Holy shit. He's just not doing well. That's only a 12, so without that Shield of Faith, that would have totally hit otherwise. And then Phipps will come up, and now he's flanking, we'll get that bonus. An 8. Okay, great. They both move their daggers into the energy force that's now surrounding him. What the? He's got some sort of magic bullshit. Don't worry, Phipps, we've got this, Syl says in response. Spear says, "No, I will not let you take me down like this." And he turns around and he's gonna punch Syl against the wall. 13, finally. These power attacks, I mean, I think he'd normally be rolling +5s to these, but that means he's going to be doing 1d3 +5 on the damage. So as he punches her in the face and her head knocks against the back of the ship, the wooden wall, doing 7 points of damage. Ah! She screams out, grabs her head, and slashes blindly with the dagger. 11. That would have hit if he didn't have that Shield of Faith up. Phipps is going to do the same. 10 as well. Okay. Being literally protected by Besmara, he can feel this battle kind of adrenaline rush into him, and he brings his other fist down into Syl's... nope, that was the damage. Yeah, he brings his other fist down into Syl's face for 8 points of damage, knocking her unconscious as she slides to the ground. He turns angrily to face Phipps, who looks a little freaked out now. in the shadows of all of this, in the shadowy dungeon that is the Bilge, Spear's figure begins to loom, and his webbed hands kind of like resemble claws in the dim light. Phipps is going to go ahead and try and stab out at him. He's no longer getting that flanking bonus, and he's going to hit for 1d3 plus... What's the damage on that? 1d4 plus 1. Will pierce our man's spear for 3 points of damage. He like cuts down Spear's arm, but it doesn't matter. He goes to... I think Spear's gonna go to grapple him. It might be kind of tough. They get a 15 CMD, and he's only getting a +3 to his CMB, but he is fighting alone. I forgot he has the mythic ability Desperate Battler, which improves his ability to attack, and if I turn off power attack, his CMB goes up to +5. 13. I am going to use a mythic surge here. 1d6. Yeah, he goes and he grabs Phipps. It's Phipps' turn, so he can try and break out of this grapple, either by... He'll make an escape artist check. And try and slip out of it. He does. He's able to slip out of it. And he's going to move... He's going to take a 5-foot step here, and stab out at Spear. He's able to gain purchase. As he moves around in the water, he slashes wildly in Spear's direction, who takes another 2 points of damage. Spear's going to ignore the grappling and just try and attack. I forgot. Damn, I wish I had Desperate Battler on this whole time. It would have put him at a +4. I'm going to also turn off power attack and bring him up to a +5. 11. That does not hit. Phipps is barely able to dodge the punch and come back with another slashing pierce motion. Natural 1. He totally Phipps that attack. Damn, 11 again. Holy shit. You know what? Fuck this. We're using his mythic ability, and we're rolling that with a second attack with advantage. 24. Hell yes. 24 is definitely going to hit, and he's only going to be doing 1d3 +4 this time instead of +5, which is still 6 points of non-lethal damage. Phipps freaking out now after taking that hit. Tries to stab at Spear, who is like kind of rising up, this looming figure down here in the Bilge. Oh my god. They begin struggling, punching and stabbing in tandem at each other, barely dodging, exhausting themselves, trying to land these blows on each other. But Besmara's Shield of Faith is protecting Spear, and Spear goes ahead and hopefully is now able to knock out the pirate with that last blow.